Hey, would you like a better way to share your business contact information rather than handing someone a business card that is just going to end up in a case like this? I'm going to show you how to do that on your iPhone, and that video is going to start right now. Hey everybody, my name is Sean Seymour, and on this channel I do how-to videos mostly with frustrating or cool things with technology and or photography and video. This video is going to talk about how you can skip handing out tons of business cards and instead you create the contact on your phone and you can text or email them right then and there while they're standing there with you, and it allows you to control the information that you're sending them. What do I mean by that? I mean things like your picture. I mean things like your locations if you're a brick and mortar. I mean things like what are your specialties. All kinds of stuff that you may or may not have realized is available in your contact card, which you can then send as a text or send as an email. And I say to you, why wouldn't you use this versus carrying around all those business cards in your pocket, knowing that somebody may or may not ever enter your information into their phone, which is where they're going to need it. So let's go through this real quick. I'll hop on the phone and I'll show you how I did it for myself, and I'm sure you're going to find a way to make it work well for you and your business. Okay, now that you've got your phone, let's go ahead and open Contacts wherever you are storing the Contacts app. At the very top, you'll see something that says My Card. Now, to avoid having to blur out a bunch of stuff, I'm just going to use a contact that I created for this video to give you the basics of what I'm talking about. So I called myself Jose Seymour, and this is the contact that I created for Jose Seymour. When you're initially creating this contact, I'll show you what it looks like here when we go to edit. This is the same screen that you're going to get when you initially create this contact. And to avoid boring you with data entry, I'm going to skip over most of this because it's very obvious, but I'll touch on the areas that I think are important. So right at the top, the very first thing you need to do is probably add a nice headshot of yourself. Make sure it's not a full body shot or something that's in the distance, because that will not show up and you can't really zoom in too much. So make it a headshot that you like. Obviously, you're going to fill in your name and your company name. The next thing you're going to put in there is phone numbers. I typically will use my mobile phone number and my office phone number. Then you're going to use a work email. And it's very important, by the way, that you name these properly. So don't let this mobile number be named school or something else. You want to make sure that you're using the right label for what it is that you're entering. So if this is a work email address, I want to make sure to use a work email address and not home address. Okay, scrolling down, you'll see that ringtone and text tone are default, and that's what I would recommend that you keep just in case there's compatibility issues from an iPhone to an Android phone. The next thing I think you want to take a good look at is the URL, or that's just a fancy term for website. So if you have a web page for your business, you might want to use homepage for that, which is perfectly fine. The other thing you can do is you can add an additional web page. So let's say that I'm doing real estate on the weekends and I want people to be able to see my listings. Well, look at that. I can create a custom label called My Listings. This is also a place where you can add other URLs that are difficult to find but are associated with you. Let's say that you have a YouTube URL, or maybe you have an online storefront on Amazon. Whatever it is, you can just click on Add URL and go ahead and type in the correct label, right? This is where I can add a custom label, and let's say it's the Amazon storefront. Okay, hit done, and now you see that Amazon storefront is in my labels. Okay, moving down. I think addresses are actually overlooked quite a bit by people that have multiple locations or need to use multiple addresses. The reason I say that is because addresses are super powerful for helping people find you. Let's say that I have 3 locations, okay, and I'm talking about the businesses that are typically referred to as brick and mortar, or they have a retail shop, or in my case, I had a studio. But let's say you have 3 locations to serve your customers, okay? Obviously, you type in the address. I would name these with a custom label, and you can see that you can put in something like Anaheim location, Buena Park location. But let me show you what this looks like if I back out of
editing the contact here. If I scroll down to addresses, look at that. I've got the address, and more importantly, I have a pin drop. When I click on the pin drop on the right-hand side, it's going to automatically open up maps. So if for some reason I have customers that need to drive to my location, or they need to share the location with a delivery person or a pickup person, this works really, really well. Let's go back over to editing again. So that's where you're going to put in multiple addresses if you have them. And if you'll put the correct address in, you'll also get the pin drop. So far, I have not reached the limit with adding addresses. Going down a little bit further, you can add your birthday if you want, although I would consider not adding your birthday because that's private information that people can use against you. You can add yourself a nickname, and here's where you can add social media profiles. Maybe I don't have a Twitter account, so if I click on Twitter, I can go in and I can edit my social media profile. They don't have YouTube in here, which is interesting, but I just hit custom, type in YouTube, hit done, and now I can go ahead and add the address for my YouTube channel. I think this is a really powerful area, especially for businesses, because you're always promoting your business online through social media or a website or whatnot. So why not make it easy for people to find you? As a creator, someone like my mom is always struggling to find my YouTube channel. Well, if I put my YouTube channel in my contact card and then share that with her, she no longer has to do that. All she has to do is bring up my name and look at my YouTube channel and my social media profile. You can also, by the way, add that up here in phone numbers. I can click on add phone, and then I can scroll down and create a custom label, and I can put in here Jenny at support. Hit done, and now I can add a phone number in here, and then anybody who's trying to reach Jenny at inside sales or support has that phone number, and all they have to do is touch it. But notes is something that's very overlooked, and I think if you use it correctly, it's a great way to promote yourself. Okay, so those are the fields that I would use when I'm creating my contact card. Let's say that I want to share this now because I'm having a conversation with somebody, and instead of handing them a business card, I actually want them to get all of my contact information the way that I set it up. All you have to do is ask that person, hey, what's your phone number? You would normally click on my card, but since I created Jose, let's go create Jose. You're going to scroll down to the bottom where it says share contact. Click on share contact, and now I can send a message or an email. I can airdrop it, but let's say the person is standing right there and they say, hey, my number is 555-123-4567. Well, guess what? If I now go ahead and click send, they're going to end up with my contact information, and when they double click on it or click on it, their phone is automatically going to ask them, do you want to save this contact to your contacts? If they acknowledge that and say yes, now your contact information along with all the other information that you populated is going to be on their phone for quick reference the next time they need to get a hold of you. Hopefully after watching this video, you agree that sharing your contact information this way versus trying to do it this way, this is much better. Your card is most likely just going to end up on someone's desk, or it's going to end up in the round file. And if the information gets entered into their contacts, maybe, maybe not, right? If you're standing right there texting it to them, all you say is, hey, double click on that and add that to your contacts. Done. No need to call up later and say, hey, did you enter my business card into your database? Well, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, hit that like button down below, subscribe to this channel, and until I see you on the next video, send your contact information all over the place and get rid of those business cards. Keep it simple, my friend. One more time. And I specialize in short sale. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's get this fucking dialed. Okay, I don't even have any idea what that's going to be like to edit. Well, who cares about that? Until I see you on the next video. Nope. Okay, that's a good one. That ending better addresses who. No, not doing the intro one more time. I didn't address who at the beginning.